Hello again, everyone. We are Gaming by Gaslight, and welcome back to our Elithian Races playthrough in Starbound. When we last left off, we had just got ourselves some fuel, and off-camera I traveled to a new star system, just so we'd have somewhere exciting to be when we started this episode up. And, well, we have. I mean, I was hoping we'd find a Starfarer's Refuge here, but unfortunately, no. There are some interesting things on this planet, and I haven't fully circumnavigated it yet, so we will no doubt see some more interesting things as we keep going on here. But first, we're on the trail of a bandit of some kind. Let's actually take a look at this. Who is this? Crackshot Malin? Malin, I think that's how I'll pronounce it. That's how I'm going to pronounce it, even if it's wrong. Malin, maybe? I'm going to call it Malin. Feels right to me. So we've got our glitch friend here. Hello there, glitch friend. You love your home. That's good to know. We'll try to get you back to your home. I mean, you kind of have an exposed brain. That doesn't seem very safe, to be honest with you. These mechs are very slow, but they do protect us. Aha! There's Crackshot. Hello, Crackshot. You are dead. Didn't even give you a chance to surrender. All right. Well, let's keep going then. I mean, we didn't even need our glitch friend at all. I mean, we just a couple of shots out of the cannon here. I mean, it's kind of interesting. Like, as we've established before, it is really weird to me that Chucklefish didn't make, like, by default in vanilla, some way for you to actually recharge your mech while you're on a planet. Like, because in space, as we've kind of established before, come on, get the charge going there. Anyway, when you're in space, there's generally the sense that you're just an average-sized fish in an average-sized pond. But, in space, that's when you can feel powerful. Or on land. But, unfortunately, that doesn't really... There we go. Doesn't really follow through, or you can't really charge by default. Unless you use an interesting little device like that, which we'll discuss in a second. We've also come across some kind of Grecan planet here. There we go. Oh, you'd like to join my crew? Sure, why not? So we got ourselves... I mean, I hope you didn't hear that comment on my previous stream about rocks not having feelings. That'll probably... Of course, then again, crystal things don't really... They're not really rocks. Crystals are not rocks. Crystals are minerals. That is an important distinction. Did I hear about Earth? Yeah, I was actually there when it happened. It was crazy. Anyway, you're probably wondering, what the heck is this? This is a mech repair tool, which you need admin commands in order to spawn in. It's a custom tool, actually. This comes courtesy of Reddit user Quicksilver, who, if you hang out on the Starbound Reddit, you're probably aware that they have actually, you know, they're pretty good at this sort of thing. Pretty good indeed. Anyway, because I was looking for something, and just to deal with things. I know there's a couple of mods I've been informed about that are either in progress. Frackin' Universe has some kind of repair tool built into it. You also notice that a lot of these things are smaller, because I've since added a mod. It's, what is it? It's like, I forget its name, but it's kind of like an add-on to enhanced storage that kind of reduces exactly how much storage space you get back to a somewhat more manageable level. I'll take that. I mean, that's kind of rude of me, but I'll do it because I can, mostly. I mean, really, that's the only reason you need to do anything, isn't it? Let's kind of hop up here. We'll scan all of this stuff so we can hopefully do something cool with it. This is an interesting village. Crazy little Grecan people, all made out of crystals and stuff. Very exciting times, really. Nifty. Lich Thieves, Sandstone House. Yeah, sure, I mean, I'm going in that direction anyway. Just a little bit of adventure today. If we're lucky, we will finally find an entrance to the Starfarer's Refuge. There's lots of Avakin presence on this planet, but apparently none of them have actually bothered to actually leave a little warpy portal thingy to the Starfarer's Refuge, which is very inconvenient for me, seeing as I would actually like to go there, but oh well. I mean, we're in no rush. Just kind of keep stabbing our enemies. Since this is on a, what is it? Not a gentle star, but a temperate star, so at least we have the chance of getting monster scales without having to dig into the bowels of the planet. Actually, I think we've circumnavigated the planet, because this is something I found when I first touched down before starting this recording. So what does this do? A Sententian Relic, which, incidentally, by the way... Oh, I hear a bow. Alright, we got some gold ore, that's always good. We found this in one of those Avakin caches. Just hold on to that, and we unlock some cool things. We have a Vanguard skirt. And a Vanguard sidearm, so we have a gun now. Yeah, I'll put that there for the time being. And let's see quest items. Sententian Relic appears to be a container, but it won't open. Ooh. Oh yeah, we've also found... You know what? I can't help myself. I've got to read the codexes. Let's learn them, and we'll read them right now. There we go. All right. Yeah, 1 through 5. All right. Just fast forward like 2 or 3 minutes if you don't want to see this. Vas Valet, dear reader. In this series of short scrolls, I, Izyati, as Kaladin, hopefully I pronounced that somewhat close to right, shall briefly describe the history of the great Avakin people, their struggles as a nation, and their eventual fate, that none will ever forget our origins and our reason to fight. The Avakin originate from the desert planet of Kadavan, an arid world with few oases and many dangers. The first records of our ancestors were found in the northern region of Avakin, which is the most plentiful in water supplies. Our ancestors lived as nomads, always traveling the lands in search of water and food. Sometime around 2500 BF, before flight, a group of nomads found the legendary city of Vas Valet in the Avakin Mountains. This city, left behind by the Old Ones, provided the nomads with with such bountiful supplies that they decided to settle for the first time in Avakin history. The nomads grew in numbers, and as time, they became known as the Coden, the settlers. The Coden of Vas Valet prospered in their ancient city, and took to studying the many artifacts left behind by the Old Ones. This is where the Rayod, the religion of Radis, is believed to have originated, but there are entire volumes written on that subject. Most of our modern technologies are based on the Old Ones' artifacts found in places like Vas Valet, and the quick development of our people is thanks to what they left behind. For a long time, the Coden, of Vas Valet lived in peace and prosperity. This would not last. Around 2150 BF, the population reached a critical level. Supplies fell short and space ran out, and the people began to riot. The result was the Valayan War, the first large civil war in Avakin history. It ravaged the Coden population and destroyed much of the city. In the end, the Coden were forced to abandon the city in a great exodus. This is where the Coden split up. Many groups traveled to distant mountain ranges and built new homes there, while other groups returned to the desert to reassume a nomadic way of life. These last groups joined up with the small groups of nomads that never knew of Vas Valet and became known as the Nomen, the Nomads. In the years following the Exodus, the Coden settled in many mountain ranges and built great cities known as Turves, in the city, or in the stone. Each group of Coden formed a nation of its own, and at times the Coden would war amongst each other. The people were divided, and there was little cooperation between nations. That was until 1372 BF, when the great Ilayat an Velen rose to power in the Turv of Velen. Ilayat an Velen, as head of the largest and most powerful Turv, managed to unite all of the Coden under a single banner. Later, he even brought peace between the Coden and the Nomen, bringing the entirety of the Avakin people back together. While the Nomen never joined the Coden, cooperation between the groups became a given. The Coden would provide the Nomen with technologies to help them thrive in the open desert. The Nomen brought back rare resources from the deep desert in exchange. An era of peace and prosperity had arrived for the Avakin people. The era of Velen lasted for over a millennium, until the first Felian invasion of 241 BF. The first contact the Avakin had with an alien species was brutal. The Felians came out of nowhere, assaulting Turvs across Kadavan and laying ruin to the Avakin nation. It took much time and more resources, but in the end, the Avakin emerged victorious. The Felian invaders were defeated and driven off Kedavin, but the Avakin nation was in shambles. It took years to rebuild, and when the second invasion came, we had only just recovered from the first. The year was 2012 BF, when a never small army of Felian invaders arrived on our planet. Luckily, the Avakin were now better prepared for an alien assault, and the force that attacked was smaller than the first. After its defeat, we learned what the invaders were really after, the runes and artifacts of the old ones. The Felians were raiding our world to get their hands on these ancient relics, the relics of our uplifters. After the first Felian invasion, the development of artificial intelligence was accelerated tenfold. The elders judged that having an artificial army, much larger than that of the Felians, would be our best defense against invaders. After the second invasion, the Droden were finally ready for deployment, but all did not go well. After a number of incidents better described in their own scrolls, the machines rioted against their creators, marking the start of the Droden War in 205 BF. It was this war that sealed the permanent ban of full AIs in the Avakin nation. The hard-fought victory in 196 BF came just years before the third Felian invasion of 190 BF. The years to follow, another 5 Felian invasions were fought off in 170, 120, 97, 81, and 15 BF respectively. The 9th and final Felian invasion came in the first year BF, the Great Invasion, followed by the Exodus from Kedavin in 0 AF, after flight. That's pretty cool. We'll leave the Radis stuff for later, but I really wanted to read that, especially just because, I mean, given the effort that has gone into making that. Also, there was a friendly person here when we were last, or when I came here the first time, so someone killed them, presumably these glitch guys, but, I mean, I feel it's only right to actually read, like, all the effort that went into writing that, you know? It's a nice story. It's actually very well written. Probably I should shoot them. There we go. And I didn't mean to do that, but oh well. Glitch bandits! Also, one of them has cat ears. For some reason. I'm gonna take this. I'll leave this chest for now, but I'm gonna take the bookshelves. Now we can just return to the village, and that's pretty much everything exciting on this planet, so we'll want to go our own way, I suppose. Oh dear. One downside to that throwing spear is that it leaves you vulnerable if you don't one-shot your enemy, so keep that in mind. Oh dear, we're also kind of dying a little bit. Just a little bit, though. So, also, I realized a couple of things off camera. One, the Avakin versions of the environmental protection packs are in the workbench, and two, that, actually, yeah, that was pretty much the only thing I realized. There'll be new things to realize in the future, but for now, that's it. We should also probably go back to the Outpost and unlock the distortion sphere. And there is a mod, and if it's not, or like a companion mod, if it's not within this directly, that allows, or that kind of gives like Avakin versions of the various techs. So we might want to... No, I've already got a mechanic. I'm afraid I don't need you. I'm sorry. It's sad but true. Wait, where'd my crew member go? Oh, there you are, Leva. Yeah, you just hang out on the ship and kind of make my stuff better, huh? Livia, mechanic, status, crew. She's a Grecan. She's pretty cool. Yeah, here we go. The environmental protection thing is right here. In fact, with this alone, we could theoretically... Oh no, we need plates and stuff. So let's see, we need scales, glass, a living root, and these plates. I think I have all of those in my sorted crafting thingies. I need to sort all my stuff a lot better, to be honest with you. For instance, maybe I should put these away in here. I'll kind of sort them like that. Very nice. Yeah, alright, so that'll do for now. Let's go back to the Outpost. And then we'll continue exploring a little bit more. Alrighty then, so Morph Ball time. Lovely. Actually, I guess we should probably eat something once we're done here, because it looks like we are kind of starving to death very slowly. Do I still have one of those Dunestock buns? I have some of these. There we go. There's a Dunestock bun. There we go. Maybe we'll eat a grape. Some of this. Some of that. And we've got all kinds of stuff that we could be eating. We need more refrigerator units, actually, to be honest with you. Yoink. There we go. That takes care of that. I do love how just the regular thing, the regular distortion sphere gets such speed. I do love the spike sphere. I mean, it's just such a good weapon. Alright, there we go. Got nothing else? Okay. Yeah, looks like we... Yeah, there's no... I could get the wall jump right now. Seems right to me. Got the air dash. Spike sphere. We need some more tech chips for that, but that's okay. We'll go see about Ursa Minor over there later, but for now, back to the ship. Alrighty then, let's see here. Let's go... Actually, this is some kind of snowy plant. This is a Savannah, so I don't know if we'll find any Avakin stuff there, but we'd probably find some Trink stuff if we went here. Let's go here for now. Maybe we could experiment with some of those later. I have played a little bit off camera with some anomalies and stuff just to farm resources, and my goodness, it is kind of tedious. When you are low level, because you move so slowly and you do so little damage to the space mobs. Crazy, man. Crazy. Oh, and here I said I didn't know if we'd find anything Avakin related, and we immediately find something Avakin related as soon as we make Planetfall, so that's good, I guess. I mean, it's just a little Avakin camp right there. Nothing too fancy. Actually, you know what? Well, I like our mech. Don't get me wrong. But I think we'll leave it behind for now so that we can move a little faster. There we go. Yep. So you're just sleeping on a pile of skulls, are you? Crazy Florins. Jah! Really didn't do as much as I would have hoped, to be honest with you. But I've also got my guns. That's another important thing. We can shooterize any bad guys that may or may not have ill intent. I mean, assuming I actually hit any of them. Which, you know, I'll probably hit like 1 in 10. Which is still not bad. I guess, maybe. Not too bad. Not great, mind you, but not completely terrible. I'll leave that one guy down there, I mean. He can sit there in that pit and think about what he did. He'll learn. It's the only way they learn, really. That was terrible of me, really, as well. I really hope I find a parasol again. Those are always very useful. Mm-hmm. Alright, another skull pit thingy here. Man. Like you can tell, the Florins, they go through a lot of meat. It's actually rather disturbing. Rather disturbing indeed. Got another Apex Skull, which of course, as Fashion Bound dictates, we have to switch that up as soon as we find something new. You'll also notice we have, off camera, come across a couple of new items to add to our Fashion Bound collection. Of course, once we get mannequins going, we'll have to pick those up. Hostile activity, huh? Or something again, is this actually a Florin? I assume it is. I mean, it's wearing a skull as a hat. That just seems like something a Florin would do, to be honest with you. At least to me. Maybe I'm being racist towards the Florins, assuming all Florins are barbaric monsters. Also, this is some kind of Apex station. So that's cool. I mean, I have to remember to bookmark this so that we can do the research on this. I mean, do I really want to explore it now? The answer is I probably should, but I don't know if I will. I might save it for later. Just on the grounds that, that way we don't have to, like, go back and, like, scan everything again once we actually have to do the Apex mission. So, Yeah, I guess I'll leave it for now. We'll come back to it later. At least we know it's here. So that's always good. Don't you run into me like that. That's very rude. Oh god. That's also very rude, sir. Note to self. Craft more bandages. Oh, he's getting ready. He was getting ready. Okay, monster claws. That's an even higher tier than before, isn't it? It was monster bone, then... Oh wait. Wrong screen. Yeah, monster claws. Claws of an alien monster. So it goes bone, scale, claw, huh? So we're actually an entire tier ahead. Which I guess is not entirely bad, because I know we need to get some of these things to start upgrading our stuff. Could you stop stabbing me, man? It's very rude. Very, very rude indeed. But, I mean, Florin's gonna Florin, so... Guess you can't be mad at them for just doing what comes naturally. I mean, I suppose you can, but... It's not gonna do you much good. Which actually kind of makes you wonder about Nuru. Nuru must have been, like, raised in the Protectorate, just because her attitude is pretty atypical of what you see from your average... Well, then again, I mean, some Florin actually are relatively friendly from a relative perspective, I guess, so... You know, the Fenrocks have a speech pattern that kind of makes me think of the Glitch a little bit. Except not quite as mechanical. But reminiscent. Nonetheless. Yes, we've already got that, so we don't need another copy of that. We'll leave that for them. I wonder what would happen if I blew that up. I am curious. But anyway, I'll cut away until we see something exciting, and then we'll wrap this episode up, so I'll be back. Alrighty then, so as we come back, we find an alpaca friend being attacked by a bunch of convicts as we attempt to collect a bounty for their insidious deeds against humanity and against alpaca kind. And who gave us this quest but an avian pirate? Apparently there is honor among thieves after all. Oh, and he wants to join the crew. Yeah! Damn right I'm gonna hire you. You're also holding a grudge against someone, apparently. So that's interesting. Well, I suppose, as we wrap this episode up, we'll kind of make our way up here and see if there is anything exciting on board this avian structure. I mean, at the very least, there's going to be some new things to scan, which is always good. Some treasures to nab, and other good stuff. I mean, there's even another quest up here. That's good. And we've got 2 crew members now. Alright, never new item for our fashion-bound collection. Excellent. I mean, I suppose those are not exactly fitting for our Avakin, but you know what? What the heck? Ooh, a candy apple. Or at least the ability to make candy apples now. That's always cool. So I've always found it funny that people don't mind you pillaging their crates, but woe betide you should you dare happen to be in the vicinity. Alright. Phrygian cap? Blast from the past. Also kind of looks like a hat Link might wear, except not quite. It's a little different. But, you know, same general idea. We've got a treasure map. That'll be useful to us. I believe that's one of the clues for the avian quest. Actually, all these banners might count as well, so... I'd say overall, we've actually been rather fortunate when it comes to finding, like, potential future clue items. That's, yeah, there's a clue item right there. Of course, I think we picked that up in one of the avian temples that we were in. And by one of, I mean, like, the avian temple we were in, so... Yeah, I think this is where we're going to wrap this episode up. So, until the next time, as always, thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like button or maybe leave me a comment down below to let me know what you're thinking. And I will see all you in the next video.